In today's video, traders, we're going to talk all about small trading accounts. How do you grow your small trading account into a bigger trading account over time and without blowing accounts and losing a bunch of money in the currency market? Let's go ahead and get into the video right now. Hello traders and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick. I make all sorts of Forex content here on YouTube. I do ask if my content is helpful to you, please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. So today we're talking about small trading accounts, and this is not an easy thing to deal with. I know that if you have a small trading account, it can be frustrating because even if you trade well, you're not going to be making a ton of money off of these accounts, and it can be frustrating trying to get off the ground and trying to pick up the pace and get that account into something that's actually making decent amounts of money. Well, today I've got some tips for you to hopefully help you out if you have a small trading account and find ways to actually grow that account into a bigger account over time. Let's go ahead and take it to the board and we'll talk a little bit more about this. Okay, so for starters, what exactly is a small trading account? Well, usually what I'm talking about when I say a small trading account, I'm going to say less than $1,000. Okay, if you have $1,000 or less in your trading account, or pounds or euro, whatever you're trading with, I'm going to consider your account a small trading account. Now, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. $1,000 to me is a decent amount of money, and to most people, it's a decent amount of money. So I'm not insulting that you don't have a lot of money. I'm just saying that with $1,000 relatively, you have a small trading account, because the big players in the world of trading are the banks, institutions, hedge funds, and kind of wealthy individuals that trade the markets. And they're talking millions and billions of dollars involved in the financial markets. So for those of us with smaller trading accounts, that's going to be a $1,000 or less. That's going to be what I define it as. So how do you make this $1,000 into a bigger trading account, right? How do we get to 2,000? How do we get to 5,000, 10,000, 50,000? How do we get that number up to those bigger numbers, right? I would say that a bigger trading account starts at about 50,000. I think if you have $50,000 in your trading account, then you're starting to be in a little bit bigger of a trading account. Now, this is still very small in the context of the bigger market when we're talking about big players, but 50,000 is a decent amount of money for most people. So with that said, a small account, $1,000, how do we get it into a bigger one? Well, it's not going to be easy. There's not, on social media, you see a lot of people that are talking about the fact that, they took their $1,000 and they turned it into $15,000. The problem is with social media is you can say anything for free and you can use demo accounts for free, right? You won't catch these people showing you much of a MyFX book. And if they do show you a MyFX book, if they show you verified results, what you'll usually see is that their money went like this. It just went straight up and it hit to the $15,000 mark. So if they went 1K to 15K, they didn't do that over the course of long-term consistency. They did it all in one bet or in a few bets. What does that mean? Well, that means that it's more likely gambling, right? The reality of Forex trading and the Forex trading success stories that you see on social media is that building wealth in the Forex market is not a gamble. And if you're trying to gamble, then you almost certainly will burn out and you will almost certainly turn that $15,000 into $0 if you do not actually have a plan in place. Now, I'm not saying that you can't make good money in the Forex market. You absolutely certainly can make good money in the Forex market, but you have to kind of define what that exactly means. What does it mean to make good money in the Forex market? Well, it all comes down to gains over time, okay? And when you have this concept of $0 to $15,000 really, really quickly, you're talking about hundreds and thousands of percents on your money very, very quickly. And if you think that that's something that you can consistently do over time, then I would probably have a long list of people that would disagree with you that are successful traders themselves. Because some of the best traders that I know are shooting for something like 5% per month. The name of the game when you're trading is all about risk. Okay, and so when you're trading with a small trading account, this doesn't get thrown out the window, or at least it should not. Most people throw this out the window because they just want to turn their $100 into $500 this week so that they can keep growing it. And the problem is when you do that, when you take high amounts of risk, it's inevitable, almost certainly, that at some point you're going to blow the account. So even if you do something like this, right? Even if you start at $100, it doesn't really, let's move this over. If you start at $100, right? It doesn't really matter how high you get this if you're just kind of gambling the account, right? If you're just making huge gains and it's going really well, let's say that you get to $1,000. Well, If you've made it this far, then you've already done very, very well, and you may have hit a lucky stride. Maybe not always, but in most cases, it's probably due to some sort of luck. But the problem is if you keep taking risk at this high degree to turn 100 into 1,000, what's inevitably going to happen is you're going to have huge drawdowns that eventually take you back to zero. And this is the problem that so many new traders don't see, is they see, these people taking $100 to $1,000 very, very quickly, but they don't see the countless people that are blowing accounts behind the scenes. And if you don't believe me, I have a YouTube channel here with about 22,000 subscribers. I get messages every day from people blowing their accounts doing stuff like this. So if anybody has heard enough messages on this topic, I have definitely heard my fair share. So with that said, there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of dream out there on social media about turning small amounts of money into big amounts of money through the Forex market. Is it possible? I would say absolutely. It is certainly possible. But this method right here, no risk management models, not for me. I would say that this is almost certainly not going to work for 99.9% of people. And then you're going to see the occasional person that it works out for, maybe due to luck, and they're going to get, posted all over social media, and they're going to make it look like this is possible for the average person. It is, but I think that there's smarter ways. So let's talk about how I would grow a small trading account in a more realistic way, peeling back some of this kind of social media hype and talking the realistic side of trading. If I had a, let's say, $1,000 account, well, to me, my first tip, if I had a $1,000 account, would be to stop worrying about the money entirely. Let's learn how to trade. Let's learn how to actually grow this amount at a steady rate rather than try and do it very, very quickly. Stop worrying about the money. That's my first tip. Do not think about how much money you're going to make, because the reality is you're going to be highly disappointed for the most part if you're trying to make a lot of money out of a $1,000 account. Well, you might say, well, what does that mean? Why would that not be a good amount of money to make money with? Well, even if you had a 100% year, which is incredible in the world of finance, people all over Wall Street would be shocked with you, and they're the professionals. That should say something. If the professionals are shocked by 100%, then retail traders who are gambling their money should not be praised, right? That's the reality, is that 100% is an incredible amount. If you made 100% in 1 year, that would only make you $1,000. That's not that much money in the grand scheme of things, right? You can't live off $1,000 in most places in the world, right? So with that said, let's not focus on the money. Let's focus on actually becoming consistently profitable traders. What does consistently profitable trading mean? It means that growing accounts is not going to be massive gains all the time. It's going to be growing accounts over time and just seeing consistency. That might mean that over the course of an entire year, you go from $1,000 in your trading account to, let's say, even if you were relatively aggressive, you could make it up to, let's say, $1,400. That would be a 40% gain for the year, which is absolutely incredible. Again, Wall Street is all over the place trying to get these kind of returns, and they're failing, right? So if you can do it, then you're doing really, really well. Don't listen to all the social media. They're only showing you the good, right? It's important to notice the realistic side of things. 40% in a year is fantastic. And if you can do that over time and consistently, then you're going to have a lot of opportunities for you going forward, because the power is not in making money one time. It's doing it for a lifetime, right? So if you have this $1,000 account and you turn it to $1,400 over the course of 1 year, well, you've got plenty more years, hopefully, fingers crossed, to do this with. You can continue to make 40% or 30% or 20%, whatever you find is consistent for you. You're going to have to test, you're going to figure that out, right? If you have $1,400, well, now you have more money to invest. You can reinvest it, right? Recycle it back in and make another 40%. Now, this doesn't end here, because my mindset is that trading is not just, a one-time deposit thing. In my mind, one of the best ways to grow a small trading account is to continuously deposit more money into the account. This is what I do on a regular basis. I always am depositing. I'm finding ways to put more money into my trading accounts, because then if I make 40% on $1,400 or I make 40% on $3,000, well, I can still make 40% either ways, let's say, well then on the $3,000 account, that's going to be way more money, right? So if we're always depositing from real world ways of kind of multiple sources of income, that to me is the power. The power is compounding gains and depositing more into your account from another source, whether that be your job, whether that be your kind of business or whatever you do, right? You find other ways to deposit more money into that account and you build the consistency and you build up your trading account over time, right? And so if you can shoot for something like 20 to 30%, I know that's not going to sound very exciting to people because it's not fast and easy money. But the reality of every successful trader I know is that they're not looking for fast and easy money. They're looking for long-term steady growth, and they're looking to outperform the market, which in the S&P 500 is about 7% per year. So they're looking to do growth over time and to continue to build amounts of money into bigger amounts of money. So the easy answer for small trading accounts is you're not going to get rich off of a small trading account, but you can use a small trading account to learn the tips that can help you to become rich with depositing more money into your account over time and learning the skills to grow and compound your gains. After a few years of doing this, you would have some very, very nice returns and your overall account would be up very, very nicely, right? So that's kind of the power of it to me, guys, is compound growth, learning how to trade on a small trading account and understanding that you're probably going to mess up as a new trader. I know I certainly did, and that's part of the journey, right? It's part of the journey to figure out along the way how to actually trade consistently. I've got an entire channel here full of stuff for you to check out. I hope that you'll check out some more of my videos to maybe figure out some more things that might help you in your trading. Thanks so much, guys. We'll catch you next time.